Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam. Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Oh, Jesus, I just got everything turned down. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Thursday, August 4th, 2022, and welcome to the Java Cafe. Listen, we're doing a very quick shot this morning. If you can hear it in my voice, I'm tired. I'm hitting exit off of here, and I'm going right back and get in bed. And chill out for about another hour or two. But good morning, everybody. Thank you for being in the room. Let's go in and check in. We're going to check in today about the governor did make the announcement. The Orange Line is being shut down. So we're going to talk about the specifics of that and also check in around the briefing I attended yesterday in reference to what's going on in white supremacy in Boston. Some interesting things shared. I asked a couple of questions and the response was interesting, and we'll talk about that. But let's go in and see who's in this morning in the Java Cafe. Naraki, good morning, beautiful. Good to see you in the room. I was supposed to get back to you in inbox. You'll find out on Sunday. But hopefully you're coming on Sunday. Mama Java, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Cindy, good morning. Good to see you in the room as well. Heidi, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Sharon Cornelius, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Tay, good morning. Good to see you in the room as well. Daryl, good morning, brother. Good to see you in the room. Soraya, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Also, Tasha and Sister Debbie, good to see both of you in the room. And our intentional self-care queen, Rena Francis, good to see you in the room as well. And good morning, Dina. Good to see you in the room. Hopefully you're not sick. Oh, no, I ain't sick. The only thing this year that's been interesting is allergies. I haven't had to deal with allergies in every once in a while. They'll like pop up, but this year, and then I traveled. So I'm like all that different crap and all that other stuff. But no, I'm just tired. Sleep has been interesting since November of 2019. Why can't I get myself together? There we go. Since 2019, when I started, not working a regular job. Good morning. Who is this Facebook user? Because your name doesn't pop up, but good morning to you too. Good to see you in the room. I think I said good morning to Pastor Marion. So very quickly, let's check in around the governor's announcement. The NBTA will shut down at approximately, not the NBTA, let me not say the whole thing. The Orange Line will shut down approximately at 9 p.m. on August 19th through September 18th, with service resuming on Monday, September 19th. After school starts. The major revitalization. So here's what they're saying. That it would have, if they don't shut down, all the repairs and all the things that need to be done would take 520 days with interruptions, off hours, blah, blah, blah. And so, I mean, I get it. But, and then Yankee, come on, that deserves a sip. Yankee Bus Company is about to make Yankee Bus Company. Earlier today, the MBTA Board of Directors approved approximately a $37 million contract for the shuttle bus service to Yankee line. So that means one of two things. We're going to have coach bus service within, that's cool. Today's weather, the next few days, the heat wave that's coming, air conditioning is great. The trains have that. The regular MBTA buses have that. $37 million. They could have gave that contract to, they could have split that up between a couple of companies. Certain parts, like where the Orange Line runs in Black and brown communities, is there a comfort transportation company that could handle it? I don't know. I'm just asking. $37 million. Yankee Bus Company. So we're shutting down. And one of the lines in here, it just amazes me at what they said. Hold on. I got to go back because when I read this line, I was kind of it was so interesting. The closure will allow departments transformation. This is the line that just brought it all home for me. The MBTA encourages the public to consider their alternative travel options, including those listed below. Thank you very much. If that includes the red line as an alter, and so I'll end this part with this. All the other lines are going to be clogged up, more dense ridership, but it's going to be a poo show. Let's just leave it like that. Caca. Crazy. Praying for those that are dealing with the MBTA. Speaking of praying for people, Kenneth, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Auntie Paula, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Heidi, exactly. They could have paid a few independent contractors. I mean, at this point, Yankee has, they're an established transportation company and has a fleet of buses. But anyway, Baker is just, he's a lame duck governor. He's doing any and everything he wants to. The legislature is no longer in session. However, they did stay in long enough to legalize sports betting. Anyway, Cindy, Opal, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Paula is saying the article also suggested work. So, Paula, thank you. I saw that too. Like, if you're a service worker that lives in Jackson Square, that used to just catch the Orange Line to Back Bay if you worked at the Marriott. Hi, Sharon. 25-minute ride. Now you got to go to Jackson. And the buses are not going to leave and one or two people get on the bus. The buses, got to be halfway full. Then they got to go down Tremont. So thank you, Paula, because the working from home. Cindy said, I read Jed's Hesro's post this morning. He suggested that folks take the commuter rail. I think he said you can flash your T-Pass if you're around a stop along the Orange Line. He can correct if he's wrong. I mean, it is, I've seen some contingency approaches in the plan, but it's going to be it. Yeah. So I may go out on location a couple of days and really just see what's going on out there. Cause this is, I get it. They're catching up for probably decades of things that need to be done. It's the oldest transportation system in the country. I get it. So anyway, let's move on. Speaking of praying for folks, I wanted to thank those that reached out. I got text. I seen like quite a few missed calls. And there was a fire literally across the street from me. But if you're riding by or if they blocked off, if you were coming down Norfolk, it was quote unquote on my block, but just across the street. And so please keep that family in prayer. It's actually the family of a part of my family on the Winston side. Nika's children's grandparents own that house, and so please keep them in prayer. I don't have the name, but please keep the family that had the fire on Norfolk in prayer. Couple of announcements, and I'm telling you also quick shot today because I'm just going to lay back down. Don't forget. Oh, the other thing that I attended yesterday, two things. The briefing with the FBI, the mayor, the district attorney, and it was Pastor Willie Baldrick and Reverend Jeffrey Brown invited some of the faith community to come in and just talk about, safety. And so, they gave their presentations. The mayor, let me tell y'all, the mayor is just a little bit shady and petty. She was talking yesterday. Somehow the subject of counter protesters came up, and I don't know what happened, but she was basically like, if counter protesters go over and sprinkle sparkles and feathers on the other protesters or something, that's not an act of violence. I can't remember the exact words, but it was like real shady and petty, and everybody just kind of like looked and started laughing. But she talked about the balance of often understanding the public's concern and wanting information, but then balancing putting the public in a false alarm with everything that's going on. These aren't the exact words. This is just a summation. And so she was mentioning trying to balance that. The FBI officer, Special Agent LeBlanc, talked about how they get their intel from local police departments and the state police department and social media chatter and all that. And so I'm sitting there, and he said BPD, and he said police departments like 5, 6, 7 times. And so I'm sitting there, and my knees started going. I'm sitting next to the wife, Lisa. She was there as well. And so I'm pushing the paper like, just being shady, like, I'm about to ask a question. And so what I asked him was, I said, listen, right, wrong, or indifferent, there's a lot of concern from those in the community about these recent incidents that law enforcement, maybe some of the folks that are out here, part of NCS 131, and not the Proud Boys, something keepers, not Promise Keepers. They named the two groups. Yes, I should have wrote it down. Forgive me. Jed is in the building. Okay. We'll get right to that, Jed, in 1 second. Jed is in the building. He's another one with a whole bunch of information. So anyway, basically what the officer responded to me and said, well, I asked him, I said, listen, what protocols do you all have in place that if your intel lets you know that there are public officials, police officers that are participating in these protests and acts of white supremacy? And he said, no matter who it is, we would give the information, And then he said in his, since they've been monitoring and whatnot, there hasn't been one officer under suspicion. Now, to the pure, all things are pure. That's wonderful. That there's never, that he hasn't experienced an officer that's, a local police officer, municipal, state, whatever, county. That makes me kind of question the integrity of the investigation. Because come on, we know that some of these folks were down there on January 6th. So the other takeaway that I got, Kevin Hayden was talking about some of the recent activities, and because of the action of one counter protester, they did sort of have to prosecute them. I think it was, act of violence. He attacked them or something or whatever. And so I asked Kevin, because Lisa had raised the fact about what young people and Black and brown folks are dealing with in addition to this white supremacy stress. And so I asked Kevin Hayden, I'm like, you say this here that, there's sensitivity. So we were in a church, and Kevin Hayden, he's a man of faith. When I tell you, he tried to sneak a preach like 5 times. I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, bro. So anyway, he knew his environment. Yeah. So what he did say was that he gave me a short answer, but he did talk about the fact that They are intentional, and not just with the white supremacy. He was very intentional about saying this, not just around the work of the mess with the white supremacists. He was also talking about that they do this and take in consideration the trauma that Black and brown young people are dealing with all the time. And so those were the two takeaways from yesterday. I had to actually step out early, but I found that quite interesting when he said not one is understood in the whole state of Massachusetts, because they oversee kind of the New England region, Maine, New Hampshire. I don't think he said Vermont, and then like Rhode Island. And so Massachusetts is in that, and he said not one. Let's go catch up with the comments. Uh-oh, I see Auntie Paula write something about you think. All right. So Jed, I just saw Jed on. Let me just jump to that real quick. So Jed had shared information. Heidi Lewis, to be clear, my post began with if the commuter rail is an option. So Jed had posted information about using the commuter rail if it's an option for you. Cindy mentioned that earlier. Jed, any other information that I need to Hi, Sharon. Oh, shoot. Okay. So Cindy Diggs right. They tried to blame her for that mess. She's probably somewhere laughing. Okay, wait a minute. What am I missing now? Beverly Scott. Okay, all right. I got to go back up to the comments. So listen, Beverly Scott was right, but they'll never say it. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right. Cliff, good morning. Good to see you in the room, brother, as always. It's not just these hate groups' intentions to hurt folks of color, as in their flyers targeting Black men. They're recruiting a lot here. And I will, Paula, thank you. So Boston, Paula, thank you. How could I forget this? Boston is a prime market for these folks because of the colleges. And so he said that yesterday. Like they see Boston as fertile ground for recruitment. And so he talked about it's a paramilitary setup, and if they have very specific orders not to quote unquote hurt people. Let me also say this: that Special Agent LeBlanc said they want us to engage. That's what they want. They want the conflict. They want what I said to Kevin Hayden was, with all this stuff going on, and this is what made LeBlanc make the statement about being fertile ground. You let one of them groups come into the right part of Boston. They're going to leave out of here needing some healing. Not condoning violence. It's just, come on. Y'all know if they walked up in Nubian Square, Cobman Square, Eggleston Square, Jackson Square, Roxbury Crossing. Listen. All right. Stay focused. So to Paula's point, Boston is definitely, Paula, you're right. It's they're recruiting here because of the colleges. These feds and BPD should be believed when they are investigating. Should not be. Hey, Auntie Paula. All right. Stacy, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Stan, good morning. Good to see you as well. Heidi, I don't believe it either. And one thing I will say is as much as, Mayor and I, are whatever. I do believe that she's adamant about like addressing this crap. I know she is based on some communications we've had. And so Boston does have that history. Absolutely. And it's still in practice. There's still an undercurrent in City Hall. There's still but listen. So, but we have to, one, be very careful. Two, we have to look out for our young people. If information gets out about where these, folks are going to be or whatever, because now there is a movement where there are people that don't like the white supremacist activity. They're monitoring and they'll get the word out. Yo, they're going to show up and we showing up too. And there's just so much pinned up anger due to the realization that these people believe that we are less than, and intentionally put systems and structures in place to keep their foot on our neck. How I got there, I don't know. All right, I'm getting right back up. Victorious, good morning. To you, James Hills. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning, sir. So yeah, it pay attention, keep an eye on your young people. If you hear about activity, to just talk with them, talk it through so they're not out, not just young people, because some of y'all, I believe that I would just, if I saw them, I would pull my phone out and maybe talk a little bit of trash. I don't know if I would physically engage. I mean, we can get it popping, but anyway. All right. Pastor Marion, with all the killing going on in our community, our young people need to look out for each other. Absolutely. Cindy Diggs, they want us to respond, but won't come to the area that they will get one. I spoke to a hood friend of mine about them, and he said he wishes they would come to Dudley. Remember what happened when they came 50 people and Monica brought 30,000 people out. They had to leave and paddy wagons for their lives. Listen, they know where to go and where not to go. Let's keep that just 100. Heidi, that's a word right there. Remember that sign, keep Boston Irish. This is where the activity kind of started. So what the Special Agent LeBlanc did say, what Kevin Hayden said, that because he was very intentional about saying, since the St. Patrick's Day parade, where that sign that Sharon is referring to right now started, there have been 4 incidents. So 4 incidents altogether, including that one. So there have been 3 more since St. Patrick's Day. So they're recruiting up here. We need to pay attention. All right. Just a couple of announcements. Please don't. And I wish I had the. Let me see if I can bring it up. Don't forget on Saturday, this Saturday at 9 a.m. Yours truly. Let's see if we can get this share screen. Yours truly will be kicking off the Mayor's Roxbury Open Streets, 9 a.m. There's a special Java with Jimmy live. I'm interviewing about 8 or 9 people, y'all, from the community staples in Roxbury. At 12:10, there'll be a special announcement by City Councilor Tanya Fernandez Anderson from District 7. At 12:30, my homegirl, Carrie Mays, will be doing a performance. And at 1 p.m., Lisa Bello is performing. And at 2 p.m., Jessica Caremore with Apropos and Tyrone Chase. Y'all know who Tyrone is. Don't make me pull out the video. Tyrone Chase will be on guitar. And 2:30 p.m., Roxbury owns Milkshake Benedict and surprise guest. And so Java with Jimmy from the iPhone to the ICA to Nubian Square, to Blue Hill Ave. We will be doing Java with Jimmy live this Saturday at 9 a.m. down on Blue Hill Ave at the main stage. All right. And I don't have the exact address in front of me. But just get on Blue Hill Ave and get to walking. And you'll find us. You'll hear us. There'll be music, DJ, and all that other stuff. The other thing I wanted to remind everyone to keep in mind that this Sunday at 5 p.m. is the Mayor's Gospel Fest, and Travis Green is the special guest. And also locally, there will be Angela Elizabeth Sings, as well as Chris Bender. And then we also have the community choir. So come out on Sunday, come out on Saturday at 9, Sunday at 5. And I think that's it for announcements. And we will be back on Monday. Of course, y'all, I'm going to go live. Obviously Saturday I'll be going live. And then Sunday, some way I'll figure out a way to go live. I'll give somebody my phone because I'm singing and directing, pulling out the old, my elbows and stuff with Rice Krispies. Snap, crackle, pop. All right. We're going to get ready to wrap up. Rob, good morning. Good to see you in the room, brother. Instead of fighting each other, these young men need to stand up and fight for something that matters. Rob, I wish you made it out to the speaking session last night. That was definitely awesome. We had a great time last night. That was the other event I attended yesterday, was the Black Men and Boys Commission listening session, and it was good. I was able to lead the public health equity discussion with Kurt Foston, and got a lot of good takeaways and policy recommendations from the group that I was with. So that was definitely dope. And then Naraki, she will be there on Sunday. Jed, Cindy Diggs, full post, the Orange Line shut down. If the commuter rail is an option for you, I strongly encourage you to try it out. Some background: long before I needed the commuter rail to get to Boston from Brockton, 35 minutes. I rode it in a similar situation. What's coming What's coming with the shutdown? The MBTA closed Wollaston Station on the Red Line for 18 months, and while it was rebuilt and offered commuter rail service from Quincy Center to South Station as a mitigation means. I guess that would be the finished part there. So Jed, thank you for sharing that. Stan is saying our people step out stronger, reactive than proactive. Yeah, absolutely. All right, folks, I'm getting ready to wrap up. Today was not too, it's 9:30, so not technically a full quick shot, but I'm going to go back and rest. I got a little bit of energy, but I'm going back to lay down for about a good hour and get up and get some stuff together. I did an interview yesterday with Carl Donaldson, and that's going to be coming out. He's talking about holistic health and Black joy, and Thaddeus was about 7 minutes of our interview because they're friends. And yeah, we were joking about that. Rasan, good morning. Good to see you. I'm going to go back and rest and restless. I presume you're going back to bed as well. Sharon, you're getting an email later today, but you all need to be there about 2:30, 2:45. But an email is going out with a reminder. And Grove Hall. Mom, what do you mean by Grove Hall? So the whole from Dudley for Saturday, it's near Grove Hall. What is the name? It's I'll find out. I'll post it because they were trying to make me understand exactly where yesterday, and I couldn't get the location in my mind. But I want to say it's near like Creston Ave in that area. So not Grove Hall per se, but near Grove Hall. Just get on Blue Hill Ave and just somewhere near Grove Hall and come down. And folks, you have to walk. I've already seen some chatter where some folks are upset because they're moving cars. I think after midnight you can't park on Blue Hill Ave or something like that. And so, yeah. So plan to do some walking, folks. All right. That's it for me this morning. We will see you tomorrow, Saturday morning, and then Sunday afternoon. And then we'll be back Monday morning with Dr. Brandy. All right. It's at least going to be up to the Muse. Oh, no, they're going all the way up to Grove Hall. I'm talking about the main stage, Cindy, where I will be. That's the location folks are looking for exactly. All right. I'm getting off of here. And we will see you Saturday morning, bright and early. And for me, that's like a 7 a.m. morning. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Yeah, that's why I'm going to go rest today and tomorrow. All right. That's it for me, guys. We will see you again Saturday morning at 9 a.m. and also on Sunday at 5 p.m. All right, folks. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourself. Rest, hydrate, drink your water.